So there's a lot of players out there who have never played a Souls game before. They've either just missed the boat, haven't had a chance to, or it's too daunting. Is Elden Ring a good first Souls game or Souls-like game to get into?
I would say it is the best Souls game to get into.
Yeah,
I would say this is as far as difficulty, this one is the easiest by far out of all of them, simply because you can play the game how you want to play it.
Yep. No, I would agree with that. I would say it's good for new people because of the amount of options you have to, I guess, fit your play style. Also, the amount of quality of life features they've put in from previous games. Like, for example, when you die at a boss, they have these things called Marika statues, which allow you to spawn right outside the boss room instead of having to make a run to the boss room. So just little quick quality of life features like that, I think will makes me much happier.
Yeah.
I think it'll be more, how do you say, more modern, I guess, for newer people, and
So it's more accessible.
Yeah, I think it's the best Souls game to get into.
Spicy, give me a tip for someone brand new if this is their first Souls game, Souls-esque game. It's technically not a Souls game; it's Elden Ring. But
Yeah.
give me a tip for a new player, someone brand new. What should they do? What should they come in with? Their expectations, etc.
Main character classes that you start out with. Get a class that has a 100% shield, physical negation, which I believe the Confessor is one, the Warrior is one. So those are good classes. How damage works? If you're blocking, there's lots of different damage types. There's physical. There's even if you inside a physical, you have piercing, striking, stuff like that. But the shields only negate what specific damage, and the game starts you off with some characters with a shield that blocks 100% of physical damage. And get that, and don't be afraid to block. You can leave it up the whole time if you want. You'll notice every time you block, your endurance will go down, and if it goes to 0, Jordan mentioned it, you get staggered. And so Jordan talked about stamina management, essentially. You'll get the hang of that. But don't be afraid to block. It's even okay to block magic if you can't get out of the way. The shield does not block 100% of the damage, but it blocks like 40% of the damage, which is still important.
Yeah.
Other tips I would say, don't be afraid
To die?
It's okay to die.
Yeah, you're going to die a lot.
Yeah.
That's the point.
It's not. You're not doing it wrong.
This is one of the what I think is a genius genre of this style of game is the fact that you technically have unlimited lives, even though you get frustrated because how the experience works in growing your character and leveling up your character. You have to spend they call them runes in this game, but they're souls and from the other games or whatever. You gather those up as you play, and if you don't spend them on leveling up your character or buying items from vendors, if you die, you lose them temporarily, but if you die again without picking them up, you lose them permanently. And that right there is what frustrates a lot of people, but that's why farming exists. You can farm those souls right back in no time.
It's interesting. Yeah. A couple people in chat, this is their first time. So Hot Tub Jeff says, it is my first Souls game, and I'm loving it. Brother Buddha says, it's my first as well. He says, I've been watching friends stream it in Discord, and it convinced me to pull the trigger. And then T-Buck says, I've always been too much of a puss to play a FromSoft game, and now I'm regretting that. This game is perfection. So if your question is Elden Ring a good first Souls game? The answer is it is.
It's my favorite one.
I would say keep in mind it is still a Souls game. So if that's not your style, then I don't think this will change your mind. But if this is your first time, it is a very, good game.
Absolutely. Question
So
mark?
you were looking at me weird. So